Worried about gout? Check out Ural, the effective urinary alkalinizer. Ural, neutralize your uric acid problem now.
Welcome to KiniNews. I'm your host Prasad. Muda may have stepped on PKR's toes by choosing to contest in Larkin. However, Anwar Ibrahim's party says it will not retaliate. But Muda needs to reconsider if they want PKR's help in the election.
PKR has decided not to retaliate against Muda for contesting Larkin. Johor PKR chief Syed Ibrahim Syed Noh said the decision was made out of respect for Amanah and DAP. The two Harapan parties had allocated 6 seats to Muda. PKR grassroots leader previously cautioned the party may contest in the 6 seats if Muda fielded a candidate in a seat contested by PKR. He said he regretted Muda's action of contesting in Larkin as it disrespects the solidarity in the opposition to defend the future of Johorians. However, PKR will not make a similar move to contest in Muda seats. Syed Ibrahim said if Muda proceeded with the action, PKR will not assist the youth-led party's campaign and will focus its resources on helping Amanah and DAP. Amanah and DAP had sought to make Muda a strategic partner of Harapan. He said Muda still has until February 26 to reconsider its decision. The official nomination day is tomorrow, which will determine whose name appears on the ballot paper.
Malaysian police have beefed up security at the Russian embassy in Kuala Lumpur. Meanwhile, Ismail Sabri Yaakob has called for a peaceful solution between Russia and Ukraine, though it may seem a little too late for that, as battles take place near the capital of Ukraine.
The police have stepped up security around the Russian embassy in Kuala Lumpur after the country invaded Ukraine this week. Kuala Lumpur Police Chief Azmi Abu Qasim said the police would boost round-the-clock patrols to ensure the level of security and public order at the embassy was always under control. Meanwhile, Malaysia and Cambodia feel that the Ukraine-Russia conflict requires dialogue in seeking a peaceful solution. Cambodian Prime Minister Samdech Teko Hun Sen said this in the presence of his Malaysian counterpart, Ismail Sabri Yaakob. Hun Sen said he discussed the issue with Ismail Sabri and that both ASEAN countries wish to see a peaceful solution. Ismail Sabri is currently on official visit to Cambodia. In a separate development, Ukraine's ambassador to Malaysia, Alexander Nakitailo, hit out at Russian Vladimir Putin over the invasion of his home country. Speaking to Malaysia Kini, he said the conflict was unnecessary and was motivated by ego. Russian forces have launched an assault against Ukraine on several fronts, prompting heavy fighting. Putin has said that this special military operation was meant to protect people from purported genocide in eastern Ukraine. The claim has been described as non-factual.
Warisan is taking a different approach in Johor by choosing to contest in 5 seats currently held by Harapan. Shafi Abdal's Warisan will be contesting 6 seats in the Johor state election. The party will be placing candidates in Beko, Johor Jaya, Pekan Nanas, Mahkota, Bukit Batu and Permas. 5 of the seats Warisan will be contesting are currently held by Pakatan Harapan. DAP holds Beko, Johor Jaya and Pekan Nanas, while Amanah is the incumbent for Mahkota and PKR Bukit Batu. Permas was won by Bersatu in 2018. Amanah will be contesting the seat for Harapan in the state election. Meanwhile, in a separate development, Damansara PKR Youth Vice Chief Syed Badli Shah has urged Harapan to terminate its cooperation with Muda if the party clashes with Harapan in any seat it contests. Muda announced it will field a candidate to contest the Larkin state seat, even though PKR already announced a candidate there earlier. Many of you may have felt like you were being shaken this morning. That's because of an earthquake that hit Indonesia. The Klang Valley and several other states on the west coast were shaken this morning after an earthquake hit western Sumatra. Indonesia's meteorological department reported that a magnitude 6.2 earthquake was detected near Bukit Tinggi at about 8:39 a.m. local time or 9:39 a.m. Malaysian time. The department said there was no tsunami risk. According to the Malaysian Meteorological Department, tremors were felt in the Klang Valley, Perak, Negeri Sembilan, Melaka and Johor. Several high-rise buildings were reported to have evacuated their occupants, including the Bernama headquarters in Kuala Lumpur when the tremors hit. Heavy and continuous rain is expected in several parts of the country. People in affected areas have been warned to stay alert.
The Meteorological Department has issued a danger warning over continuous torrential rain in Kelantan, Terengganu and Pahang that is expected to last until tomorrow. Meanwhile, the Irrigation and Drainage Department has also issued flood warnings for several areas in Kelantan and Terengganu. In Terengganu, flood warnings were issued for low-lying areas near the Kemaman, Kerwak, Besut, Nerus, Sitiu, Chalok, Berang and Telemong rivers. Meanwhile, the Meteorological Department issued severe heavy rain warnings for Cameron Highlands, Lipis, Raub, Termerloh, Maran and Rompin in Pahang. It has also put residents in Perlis, Kedah, Penang, Perak, Selangor, Kuala Lumpur, Putrajaya, Negeri Sembilan and Johor on alert for continuous rain.
Nomination day for the Johor election takes place tomorrow, and with Malaysia reporting record number of new COVID-19 cases, health groups have called for the ban on physical campaign activities. The Malaysian Health Coalition has urged the government to ban physical campaigning in the Johor election. The group also said the polls should be postponed altogether if the Omicron surge worsens. Yesterday, the country reported over 32,000 new COVID-19 cases. This is the second record high for the second day in a row. Meanwhile, another 46 deaths attributed to COVID-19 were reported, of which 17 were declared brought-in dead. Tomorrow is the nomination day for the Johor polls, while polling day has been set for March 12. The coalition also said this surge warranted caution as it risks affecting the ability of healthcare workers to cope. In a statement today, it proposed that the Election Commission tighten campaigning rules while also guaranteeing all had access to the ballot box. The coalition was further concerned about the effect of the Johor election on the Omicron surge. This was especially since Omicron was more infectious, the increase of voters due to Undi 18 and automatic voter registration, and a less than ideal booster take-up. Several leaders will be missing the first leg of campaigning due to COVID-19. However, those who have recovered are eager to do their part for their party. This includes Mat Hassan. UMNO Deputy President Muhammad Hassan had tested positive for COVID-19 last week. The former Negeri Sembilan Menteri Besar shared this information upon completing 7 days of quarantine. According to Muhammad, although he always adhered to standard operating procedures, he still could not escape the virus. Several politicians, including Senior Defence Minister Hishamuddin Hussein, also tested positive for COVID-19 recently. He was undergoing isolation at the Tuanku Mizan Armed Forces Hospital before being discharged today. Yesterday, Deputy Minister of National Unity Wan Ahmad Faizal Wan Ahmad Kamal and Negeri Sembilan Menteri Besar Aminuddin Harun contracted COVID-19 as well. Muhammad said that with the quarantine over, he is eager to start campaigning in Johor. And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTV.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube and Facebook for the latest news updates. If you'd like to support independent media, do consider subscribing to MalaysiaKini.com. And tune in tomorrow for our coverage on the nomination day in Johor. I'm Prasad. Thanks for watching.